Welcome back, Nerd Squad. My name is Rory Destroya, and this is Top 10 Nerd. While we regard most superheroes as perfect beings who watch over society and keep people safe from the bad guys, they aren't always angels. Sometimes they can fall for temptation and take a walk on the dark side, leaving their friends and families in the dust. Maybe this is to achieve some goal, maybe it's to protect the ones they love, maybe the dark side serves better food. So let's take a look at the top 10 superhero betrayals. In the number 10 spot, we have Iron Man. In the Civil War storyline, Tony Stark completely turns his back on his superhero buddies and sides with the government when it comes to implementing the Superhero Registration Act. The act would force all superheroes to be licensed and regulated by the government, something that many heroes opposed, including Stark's close ally Captain America. But rather than stick it out with a longtime ally, Iron Man would rather go to war against the heroes who want their freedom, which leads to the eventual death of Cap. That is not the Iron Man that we know and love. Coming in at number 9 is Tara and Jericho. In the Judas Contract storyline, Tara joined the Teen Titans after a fight with Deathstroke. Little did they know she actually had quite the relationship with Slade and acted as a spy for him, which led to the team's eventual capture. Luckily enough, Deathstroke's own son helped them escape their fates, and they lived happily ever after. Except the betrayal didn't stop there. No such thing as happily ever after in comics. Shortly, Jericho is possessed by the demons of Azeroth, which need individual vessels to survive, so another Teen Titan abduction was in order. Next up at number 8 we got Wolverine. Wolverine may be extremely strong physically, but mentally he has taken a beating time and time again, leaving him very susceptible to brainwashing. A very prominent occurrence of this is when it is revealed in Old Man Logan that Wolverine was responsible for slaughtering his fellow X-Men. This was because the villain Mysterio created the illusion that the X-Men members were actually enemies attacking the X-Mansion, so it wasn't his fault, and he sure felt bad as hell for doing it, but it wasn't the final time he would turn on his own. In the number 7 spot is Alex Wilder. The Runaways were a group of super kids whose parents were involved in the villainous group The Pride, and who did not approve of their parents' criminal activity. So with Alex Wilder as their leader, they set out on their own to atone for the sins of their parents. After the crew surrenders their weapons to him in trust, Alex reveals that he's been a mole for his parents the whole time, but also still asks for Nico Minoru's affection. Like, yes, I want to kill all your friends, but we can still date, right? Coming in at number 6, we have Gambit. To be fair, this happened before Gambit joined the X-Men, but when he told them what happened, it took a long time for his team to forgive him for this betrayal. In the Mutant Massacre storyline, Gambit had turned to Mr. Sinister to help control his powers. In turn, Mr. Sinister had Gambit carry out missions for him, one of them being to head a massacre to murder the Morlocks, a group of misfit mutants associated with the X-Men. His team eventually forgave him for the Mutant Massacre, and yet did he kiss Sinister goodbye? Not this time. Next up at number 5 is Baron Mordo. In order to become a master of the mystical and martial arts, it's often a good idea to train under the old sorcerer known as the Ancient One. This is the idea that Stephen Vincent Strange had on his way to becoming superhero Doctor Strange. That is, until Strange uncovers something strange, that Mordo was plotting to kill the Ancient One. Nice gift for your teacher, most people would settle for an apple. The attack was stopped, but thanks to this, Strange now had a steadfast enemy. Up next at number 4 is Sheila Haywood. Sheila wasn't a superhero, but she betrayed one hugely and is worthy of mention here. She was the estranged mother of Jason Todd, aka Robin, and though she wasn't particularly good at motherhood, she could have at least, I don't know, not sold her son out to the Joker. The Joker knew that Sheila had performed some rather sketchy operations as a doctor, aka embezzling from her agency, and used this to blackmail Sheila into helping him capture Jason, who he then beat senselessly with a crowbar. And the kid still tried to save her life with the last few moments of his own. In the number 3 spot we have Black Widow. The Ultimate Universe finds Black Widow a new recruit to the Avengers, as well as the love interest of Iron Man. Clearly takes a traitor to know a traitor, but this really made it all too easy for her, as it is later revealed she's not a loyal member, but rather a member of the Liberators, in their quest to cripple America. And two of her most traitorous feats are holding Tony Stark hostage and paying Hawkeye's family a visit, and not a very friendly one. Coming in at number 2 is Jean Grey. During the Dark Phoenix saga, Jean Grey's mind is tampered with by Mastermind, who wanted to display his prowess for an invitation to the Hellfire Club. Corrupted and overrun with her extreme powers, she becomes the Dark Phoenix. She assists the Hellfire Club in capturing her old pals, the X-Men, and this leads to a duel between Mastermind mastermind and her true love Cyclops, one which Cyclops loses badly. The damage and betrayal makes a girl mad enough to ditch her old crew and go eat some really important stars. And finally, in the number 1 spot, we've got Green Lantern. In the Emerald Twilight arc, Hal Jordan uses his power ring to recreate everything he lost when Coast City was destroyed. The Guardians of the Universe chastised him for using his powers for personal gain, and Hal isn't too thrilled about this. In fact, he goes downright insane, absorbing the Guardians' energy, seizing the central battery, and deciding he's going to call himself Parallax instead. And then he goes on to become one of DC's baddest supervillains. Well, that escalated quickly. So those were the top 10 superhero betrayals. Let me know in the comment section down below which hero disappointed you the most. My name is Rory Destroya, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another nerdy list.